Hello, my lovely Wolfpack, and welcome back to the Lone Wolf Show, brought to you by Wolfpack Media, the most entertaining place on YouTube for your news and commentary. I'm your host, Justin Huseman, founder and news contributor. We have a great show today, and I can't wait to get started, but before we do, don't forget to smash that like button, share the show with all your friends, and join the pack today. All right, guys, breaking news. President Trump's big, beautiful bill passes the Senate late last night with Vice President JD Vance breaking the tie with the 51-50 vote. The bill is once again returning to the House to be voted on. Ladies and gentlemen, I gotta tell you, I am so very split on this whole big beautiful bill issue. We have Republicans such as Thomas Massie and Rand Paul who have legitimate issues with this bill as it pertains to raising the national debt. I got a problem with that too, and Thomas Massie and Rand Paul, I love both of those guys. I have a great deal of respect for both of them. And you even have the Senate parliamentary stripping parts out of this bill that we as voters voted for, at least those of us that voted for Trump. But I also see how this bill is super important to Trump's immigration agenda and also the tax cuts that we're trying to get, and so on. I got to be honest, my friends, I'm pretty disappointed in all the politicking that's been happening surrounding this stupid fucking bill. Political theater and grandstanding could hurt Republicans in the midterms. I think now is the time for all of us to kind of, stick together. The MAGA movement we need to all stick together, man, and hold the line against far left extremism and Marxist ideology in this country. I really don't know why we have, I understand that people are going to have problems with things, and people, even in the MAGA party, are going to disagree with one another. I don't understand why we have to make those disagreements so fucking public, because I feel like the Democrats are about to be smelling blood in the water here, and I guess that's my big problem with it. I wish if people have issues with each other, they'd keep it more to private conversations rather than public tweets. It kind of drives me nuts, because we need to at least, in the public eye, show that we're kind of all sticking together. Even if we do have problems with each other, we gotta talk about that in private conversations, man, and not be fucking like Trump shitting on Thomas Massie the other day. I didn't like that. It sows division, and we can't be doing that, man. We can't be sowing division. I have a huge problem with it. And Elon Musk and the Trump thing. We should be sticking together, bro. We can disagree with one another. We got to show the Democrats how it's done. How you can disagree with one another and still hold the line. Although I do see that Democrats are usually a lot better at that than we are. They generally don't openly talk shit about each other they usually I'll give it to the Democrats. They're really good at sticking together and holding the line, and Republicans just apparently can't do that. It's driving me kind of nuts. Anyway, let's go ahead and look at this article. There we go. From BBC. U.S. Senate Republicans narrowly passed Trump's big beautiful bill. Yeah, 50-50 had to be broke by the vice president. Crazy. Anyway, let's read here. After hours of stalemate, Republicans in the U.S. Senate have narrowly passed Donald Trump's mega bill on tax and spending, meaning the proposed legislation has cleared one of its key hurdles. The One Big Beautiful Bill Act passed with Vice President JD Vance casting a tie-breaking vote after more than 24 hours of debate. Jesus Christ, 24 hours, huh? Oh, man, you guys had to work for a day? Damn, dog. Anyway, it now heads back to the House, or lower chamber, where it still faces more opposition. An earlier version was cleared by House Republicans by a single vote margin. Trump had given the Republican-controlled Congress a deadline of the 4th of July to send him a final version of the bill to sign into law. Now, I will say, guys, I don't think that this is going to happen. I don't think they're going to meet that July 4th deadline. I mean, that would give them, 2 days? I just don't think it's going to happen. I think the more than likely scenario is, I think it's going to pass no matter what. That's just my opinion based on what I'm seeing. But the 4th of July deadline is kind of like reaching for the stars. I think more than likely it's probably, I don't know, I want to say mid-August before the House recesses or whatever. It'll probably pass around then that's what I'm guessing. I could be wrong. They could like pull a magic trick on me in the next like 2 days, but I doubt it. Anyway, I'll read on here. The bill, as amended, is passed, Vance said on Tuesday afternoon, a moment that was met by applause among Senate Republicans while Democrats sank into their seats and shook their heads in disapproval. Isn't that what they always do? They just me. Funny. That's very well written. I'll give the BBC that. Disputes over the deficit, social programs, and spending levels had created challenges for Republicans, stalling progress, and prompting Trump to concede it would be very hard to meet his deadline for passing the bill. No shit. Despite efforts to galvanize the party, Senate Majority Leader John Thune lost 3 Republicans: Maine's Susan Collins, North Carolina's Tom Tillis, and Kentucky's Rand Paul in the narrow vote. Collins, Tillis, and Paul joined all Democrats in voting against the bill. Wow. Massey's not on. Oh, no, Massey's, he's a congressman. I'm stupid, not a senator. Oh my god, I got this fly attacking me again today. It's the same fly, I bet you. After days of negotiations, Republican leaders were finally able to secure the support of Alaska Senator Lisa Murkowski, who had been withholding her support over concerns of the impact of cuts to Medicaid in her state. Yeah. I so don't care. Oh, Jesus. These people. Murkowski still appeared discontented with the bill, even after voting to support it, describing the process as rushed and under an artificial timeline. I struggled mightily with the impact on the most vulnerable in this country, Murkowski said, adding the process was probably the most difficult and agonizing legislative 24-hour period of her career. Oh man, God, seriously, these people come out and like bitch about like having to work. I don't care. I don't care, dude. Like, what do you guys only work like 3 months out of the year? Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. I do not care about, oh man, I had to work for a whole 24 hours. Suck it, dude. Suck it. He says, my hope is that the House is going to look at this and recognize that we're not there yet, she told reporters just outside the Senate floor moments after the vote. Murkowski's support made the final Senate vote total tally at 50-50 and prompted Vance to step in to cast his tie-breaking vote. Yep, gotta have JD Vance come to save the day. On a visit to a migrant detention facility in Florida, which we talked about yesterday, Trump celebrated the passage of the bill. It's a great bill, he said. There is something for everyone. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I don't know, man. I kind of been looking at some of the shit in this bill, and there was actually, like I said, there was things in there that I liked that Leader John Thune allowed to be stripped out of there, and I'm kind of worried about that, but I guess, you gotta do what you gotta do, I suppose. Alright. I'll read on here. The legislation considered a cornerstone of Trump's second-term agenda would make permanent large tax cuts that were temporarily put in place when he was first in office. To make up for the expected loss of revenue, Republicans have looked to cut spending in a wide range of programs, which I find that good, including food subsidies and health care for lower income Americans. Oh man, they had to throw that in there. Oh man, we're cutting your free shit. Oh man. Stupid, whatever. Uh, the vote came on Tuesday afternoon, concluding a whirlwind voting session on Capitol Hill. Democrats had attempted to flex their muscles by putting up procedural hurdles against the bill to delay its passage. I see. That's what I mean. It's like the Democrats can't do shit right now, so all they can do is like slow down the process, I guess, which seems pretty asinine. I don't know if like they're really doing their constituents any good by doing shit like that, but that's just my fucking opinion. And just let you guys know, yeah, this shit's all my opinion, man. I am a construction worker by trade. Everything I say on here is just opinion, man. I just read you the news and I give you my opinion. Y'all can sit and argue in the comments with me if you want, but I ain't no news reporter. I'm just reading other people's news reports and giving you my commentary. You notice how when I introduce every episode, it's for the most entertaining place on YouTube for your news and commentary. Anyway, I digress. The vote came on Tuesday afternoon, concluding in a whirlwind voting session on Capitol Hill. Democrats had attempted blah blah blah. Blah, 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 blah. That included requiring Senate clerks to read all of the bill's 940 pages aloud. Yeah, I seen that yesterday, and that was pretty, or not yesterday, but I think Monday. I think there was a report on that they forced them to read all 940 pages. Man, I don't know if it's beautiful, Bill, but it certainly is big. Fucking 940 pages. That's an entire Stephen King novel, bruh. What the hell? All right, and launching a lengthy debate process over proposed amendments in what is called a voterama. Is that the official name of what they call that? A voterama, huh? All right. Yeah, okay, I guess. It is now up to House Republicans to approve changes made by the Senate before the president can sign the bill into law. But its fate remains uncertain as it has been opposed from different angles and Republicans can only afford to lose 3 votes. Yep, indeedly. A group of fiscal conservative hawks, come on, man. We're really going to call Thomas Massie and Rand Paul conservative hawks, have signaled their unhappiness with how much the Senate proposal could add to the U.S. national deficit. It will add to the U.S. national deficit. This isn't like a theory, like it will add to the national debt. Which refers to the difference between what the government spends and what it raises in revenue each year. According to the right-wing House Freedom Caucus, the Senate proposal could add $650 billion to the deficit each year. Yeah, that's not good. That's not fiscal responsibility, caucus members said in a social media post on Monday. It's not what we agreed to. Yeah, that's what I mean by the politicking that's going on around this thing. Meanwhile, other House Republicans are concerned that the Senate legislation would make steeper cuts to the Medicaid health insurance program for lower income Americans that they had approved. Democrats in both chambers of Congress too have criticized the proposed welfare cuts. Yeah, man, we need to cut the welfare programs in this country. I'm sorry. No more free shit. Which nothing is free, so I don't know. There's no such thing as free shit, so maybe we shouldn't give away free shit because it's not actually free. That's just, once again, my opinion. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Republicans in the House of Representatives will be working against a previously imposed 4th of July deadline from the president. I'd love to do July 4th, but I think it's very hard to do July 4th. I would say maybe July 4th or somewhere around there, Trump told reporters as he was departing the White House for Florida. Among the other critics of the plans were our tech billionaire Elon Musk. Yep, we know all about that feud, who helped Trump win the White House last year and served as Trump's cost-cutting czar. Cost-cutting czar. Musk is now actively working to spoil the chances of survival for Trump's signature legislation and has threatened to set up a new political party if the bill clears Congress. Yeah, he's talking about the American Party, the America Party. Yeah, it'd be pretty fucking interesting to see an America Party, but I mean, we'll see, man. Like I said, I really hate all this infighting. I don't like it. It's very uncomfortable for me. I just wish motherfuckers would get along. At least in the public eye, it would make a lot more sense. Because, like I said, them Democrats, they're gonna smell blood in the water come midterms, guys. Anyway, I will read on here. Musk is now actively on Monday. He threatened to back challengers to Republicans who vote for it. Every member of Congress who campaigned on reducing government spending and then immediately voted for the biggest debt increase in history shall hang their head in shame. Musk wrote on X. Yeah, I read that post. Yeah, I've been looking at all Musk's posts. Yeah, it sucks because I agree with them. It's like that's why I'm having such a problem with everything that's surrounding this big beautiful bill thing. Is that like I'm like you're both right, dude. I mean, it is hard to look at this bill and be like, yeah, this is probably pretty important to get this passed this year. Like I feel like some people, some of the critics are acting like we don't got another 3 years to like do shit. Like we still got next year, guys. Like you know that they do a spending bill every fucking year, right? Like so I don't know. I don't want to get too caught up in this, especially considering there has been a lot of wins on our side. I just did a report the other day about one of our wins that we got, man. Like I don't know, dude. I just feel as though the infighting needs to stop. Let's celebrate the wins. I mean, we got July 4th coming up. Let's celebrate the wins that we have gotten so far for the past, I don't know, 6-7 months, and quit focusing on fighting each other and hold the line. Hold the line. Hold the line, guys. Hold the line. That's all I'm saying. I want to have a good 4th of July this year. It's America's birthday coming up on Friday. I want us all to be happy with where we're at instead of focusing on where we're not at yet. We still got another 3 years, so I just don't understand the I know that like we got to be rushing to get some of these bills passed, but I don't know. You're both right. Let's just leave it at that. You're both right. The bill's severe reductions to government support for renewable energy and electric vehicles could hurt the bottom line for a company where Musk made some of his fortune, Tesla, as well. Yeah, that's another thing that I think. Like, I don't want to believe that Elon's just bitching about this because of the EV shit. Because, like, yeah, Trump said in an X post that, yeah, dude, like, Elon knew that we were going to be making cuts to EV bullshit, all these electric vehicle subsidies that were implemented by crooked Joe Biden. So I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there for you guys. We might discuss this more on Friday for our group show. We're going to have a 4th of July group celebration. So we might talk about more about this then. So stay tuned for that. And hopefully I'll be getting more videos out for you. I was going to try to put this video out for you tonight or last night, but once again, having technical issues. But I will be bringing us some more segments later today. I'm trying to get you guys caught up on the past couple of weeks that I've been missing out on the news for you. Sorry about that again. I apologize, but I will be doing some more segments later today. So stay tuned for that. You can follow us on X and Facebook, and don't forget to subscribe to us here on YouTube at Wolfpack Media 92. We will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.